Right, let's have a look at 3v3 League Season 7, Division 2, Best of 5 Playoff Final. This is the map draft, and we are dealing with Colosseum as the first pick for Philosopher Beaver, who is captain of Less Lonely Petards. Followed up by Saraduno's first pick of Frontline, seen quite a bit for the 7th season. Quite a chaotic but fun map to watch at least. And then for the next few moves, we are banning Grambara and Arena. Brazil, second home map pick for Less Lonely Petards, and Hideout finally for Serenunos as their second home map, leaving us after bans with Cape of Storms as the designated starting map. It's a relatively large amount of fish in the water. The water has elevation even, so that kind of promotes galleys play. So Dravidians come to mind here. But you need to, the main area is land, of course, so you need to keep that in mind as well. You need to be able to fight for land control. So it's not unheard of to see a good pocket cavalry civilization like the Franks in the pocket for that one, unless that is intended for the more open maps like Colosseum or even Frontline. So maybe a Berber's pocket, Dravidians in the backside flank to fight for the water, providing extra wood for themselves upon reaching the next age. Japanese comes to mind as a good, like, water hybrid civilization as well, but they might need that for some of those. Dravidians could be for Brazil as well, so this could be Berber's Japanese. And then what? Maybe a Mongol's flank, who knows? Sernunos, Saracens would also be good here, faster firing galleys. They've got plenty of water civilizations here they could use. Britons for archers on land, and then maybe a Hindustani's pocket. But let's just go right into the game here, see what they've gone for. Mr. Bieber going for the Khmer pocket from Cape of Storms. It is the first game map, so it might not be the most obvious pocket civilization pick here, but Khmer quick scout opening doesn't need any buildings to go up to the next age or to unlock any military buildings and stuff like that. Probably will be going straight for the land play, as heuristic magic has gone for the Mongols here on the middle side, closest to the opponent. Could try and lay a boar and some geese here, but it's quite the distance. It's not nearly as, I believe, the coastal forest, the sort of equivalent to this map in the ranked queue, has the players spawning much more closely together in the middle. But I don't like that map. I think this is a better and more balanced version of the same map. And finally, Malians in the back here for Favre. Well, probably going to go for the water then, because they save wood on buildings. It's easier to get that first stock up and to get your fish production going. It's going to be quite a distance to travel if you're going to fight for water from that position, but certainly not out of the question that. For Sernunos, we have El Trontrazi in the middle position as the Ethiopians. Going to be up against the Mongols. They could both go up quickly, but the Ethiopians should have an even faster fletching with their instant 100 food, 100 gold in the middle. This should be interesting to see if they opt out of water and just go straight for 19 population archers on land instead. You could always dock later, of course, once you have control of the water. It's quite the amount of fish to potentially collect here. I mean, that's not even all. Yeah, lots of food in the water could delay your farms quite a bit as we move on. Pocket position, Khazini as the Georgians here. Long-term plan, probably Monaspa, the unique unit, but Georgians cavalry, they also heal up as you pull them away. I think it's all of the cavalry if it's not just the scouts, but in any real case, if you open scouts with the Georgians, you could pull them away and slowly heal them up without any help from a monk or garrisoning inside of a building, which you can't do until the castle age anyway for units like the scouts. Finally, in the back, Jolly Jumper with the Lithuanians, starting with one extra 100 extra food. Could, of course, choose to go straight for a woodline and start producing, but looks like Jolly Jumper has completely gone for... I mean, am I missing a... No, it went for the lover camp. Okay, couldn't find that, couldn't spot that, like, immediately. Oops. Docking Builder under attack, but should be okay here for Krazini. With some flexing some quick wall skills there, should keep the Docking Builder safe. But it does delay the dock, so it's still value for Mr. Beaver's team to... Or was it complete? Yeah, saves the villager anyway. Does not opt for Loom just yet. Yeah, so the Lithuanians can drop the lumber camp immediately because of their extra 100 starting food. Will also allow them to get the dock up nice and early. All 3 players of Less Lonely Petards have docked, whereas it's only 2 of Cernunos for now, which suggests that Eltrontrasi will be going for a quick land opening here. Now let's speed it up a little bit as we go, because there won't be too much Feudal Age aggression, no Dark Age aggression of significance here. Jolly Jumper flexing the quick walls as well, but not flexing enough. Does not manage to save the villager. It is a 19 pop-up for Eltrontrasi, which means that these early archers from the Ethiopians could cause some mischief on land. Looks like the players have not opted straight for the middle, more exposed woodlines, but gone for the land approach, or the closer to home approach instead. These buildings also kind of forming a layer of walls towards the middle. And now we can slow it down a little bit as we enter the feudal age. It is a 29 population up for Favre Forever, so that's actually might not be a naval investment at all. Could just be a fast castle for the Malians. Looping around the back maybe with some cavalry surprise pocket fast castle play from the back. Meanwhile, Jolly Jumper and Eltrontrasi will spot the double range opening from Heuristic Magic as well, who does go up to the field edge at a relatively quickly as well. All 3 starting scouts now trying to obstruct the second archery range of the Ethiopian villagers. Might go down, but the ranges do complete, which is arguably more important here than conserving all of the villagers' lives. Double range archers productions from both middle players. So none of them opting for any skirmishers to mix in just yet. They know that the pocket players will likely add some cavalry. First few galleys are out for Krazini, whereas Less Lonely Petards don't make any military on water at all, at least not for now. Looks like Heuristic Magic wants to pull the ship away already. It could just be scouting, but why would you scout with 2 ships like that? I think it's just about mainly about saving them here, but they are going to float right into the galleys over here, so that might not work. Might not work to plan. Yeah, Krazini spots those. That's going to be some easy kills on the bluefish. Maybe a misclick of Heuristic Magic as well. I don't know. You don't want to overinvest here for Krazini though, because you are going to... It's also a little bit peculiar that Krazini from the pocket middle position goes for the naval aggression here, but he probably just wants to buy time for Jolly Jumper to dominate with cavalry from the backside of the base, playing the Lithuanians as he is. Military-wise and economy-wise, dead even here, the teams. Barely anything to distinguish them, except for Favre going to the castle age here. Yes, will be losing the fish most likely to Krazini's aggression, unless the... Ooh, that's gonna be fire ships soon. So it is some naval investments from Favre, and realizing that the... or planning the map according to the distance here, that it is going to take quite a while to get from one side to the other with the boats. So either you need to dock closer, or you need to go up even earlier to get some proper value here. Grazzini getting the elevation advantage with the galleys here. There are peaks for the galleys to flee back to. No fletching. That definitely hurts when up against ships like this, and fire ship just about to kick in here as well, which should be giving more hit points and better stats to Favre's ships. More importantly, when affordable, getting careening as well will have the fire ships endure even more shots here. There's been a decent fight on land here, but for who? Yeah, slightly better fight for Cernunos on land. Now walling all the way to the edge of the, or to the shoreline for heuristic magic. Trying to limit any impact of any land armies entering here. This is basically the only opening now. No more. Wait, there are still fire ships in the queue for Favre. All three players of Cernunos have docked now. For now, they're keeping their fish safe because they are the aggressors here. Grazzini will need to be boating away here for quite a while longer to get any advantage for his team here. But what it does is, even though his team is kind of stuck in feudal age for a while longer, it does buy time for the fish to bring in the food needed for the Castle Age click for Cernunos here, and it might not be such a bad approach, depending on how the land battling develops here as well, of course. There are some knights out from Favre, who still makes fire ships on the water as well. I wouldn't call it an overinvestment just yet, because there are 10 galleys and counting from Grazzini as well, so you can't really ignore that. So, Archer Mass, home field advantage for Eltrondrazi does chase the armies away, but is forced into a defensive tower here now against less lowly petard's aggression. Grazzini will be stuck in the feudal age for a little while longer, committing to even more galleys here to keep the fish at home base safe. Does keep the fire ships away from the fishing economy at home, though, as Favre has pulled the weak ones to the side. Probably I'm just going to commit those to taking out fish and try and sneak around without Grazzini's knowing. And now we have all of less lonely petards soon to be in the Castle Age, whereas Cernunos still have Eltrondrazi, who has been microing archers all of the game here, being stuck in the feudal age for a while longer. It keeps a good and consistent army size, keeps up with heuristic magic as well, but the Mongols player, probably having brought in whatever hunt he can, also manages to get to that Castle Age, which means that this group of archers, which is nearly the same size as Eltrondrazi's, will become crossbows very soon. Castle Age just 30 seconds away. Fire ships also getting value at Grazzini's side here. They do have careening, so the Pierce armor also increased for the fire ships. Not really something feudal age galleys can easily fight. They will deal so little damage. Down go the fish of Cernunos. They're going to fall behind in the economy big time now while entering the castle age, where Krasini would definitely be needing that food economy for a land follow-up, whatever those units might be. Fabre splitting up the fire ships as well, getting great value here. Will find the last few fish as well, just a matter of time, and there's not really any naval armies anymore to clean that up. Could be a game on the shorter side, this one, for less lonely petards over Cernunos on this relatively chaotic close start map. Yeah, the archers of Eltrontrazi at risk of going down here. Half the military as well. Well, quite a bit of that military size is on water, so we need to keep that in mind. Mr. Beaver now adding, well, upgrading to the scouts to light cavalry and also streaming in some knights now, crossbows to clean up villagers if they can't clean up archers. So they're still getting amazing value here with the bodkin and crossbow upgrades in quite a while ago. Oh, scouts out of position. They're focusing knights now, so they can't tank archers' fire off Eltrontrazi in the middle. But as you can see, all of the naval armies of Cernunos are gone. Eltrontrazi lost 17 villager, Krasini lost 10. I mean, or eco units, that does count fishing ships as well. And that's going to be it. Less lonely petards for the first game. Quick one on Cape of Storms, but that means we will be getting one of Cernunos' home maps next. Dominant KD for the Mongols player there. Not great archers micro by the looks of it. So let's keep browsing through here and see Eltrontrazi being the punching bag on the flank. Yeah, flank side there, if you can call it that. Start is also kind of similar to Frontline, so maybe Frontline will play out similarly, except you won't need to worry about the hybrid perspective with water and all. That is indeed the first game for Beaver's team. Khmer, Malians, and Mongols taking that one, while Cernunos have lost Georgians, Lithuanians, and Ethiopians for that one. Spending quite good saves for the first game there, considering the open maps we have in store for the games to come. If they're going by order of picking, it is going to be Frontline next. So, assuming Frontline, we'll probably see 2 archer civilizations and one cavalry civilization for that one as well. I think Teutons is the hideout pocket. I think Franks might be for Colosseum, so maybe it's going to be a Berbers pocket for for Frontline or back player. But Franks castles in the middle, not to be underestimated as well. Maybe so. Maybe we have a Franks Chinese. Franks Chinese Incas for that one. Because some of these civilizations will be saved for Brazil as well. While for the other team, could see Mayans paying off on Frontline for sure. Britons, arguably a Colosseum map, but it might be easier to keep Britain safe in the middle position on Frontline than on the very open Colosseum. So could actually be Mayans Britons here, and then what's going to be the pocket? There aren't heaps of great cavalry pockets here. Mayans, Britons, Romans, is that a thing? I think we'll just pull up the next one and see what they bring us. No Romans. Ah, Spanish! I missed the Spanish. Conquistadors. So unit you don't want to be messing around with in the early castle age. And it's, well, it's hideout, it's not frontline. So that changes my Sib getting big time, of course. So Mr. Beaver with the Burgundian's pocket here. The great economy, obviously, with the cheaper and earlier eco upgrades, accessible one age earlier. The deer inside as well, which further boosts your progression towards a fast castle age here. It's not always that the deer spawn inside on hideout. Topside, heuristic magic at the Spanish. Back stone, back gold. Won't be vulnerable at all to early archers here. Most likely it's going to be too easy to keep the resources safe, except for the berries which are in front, but that's something you will be able to recover from because of the ease of pushing in the hunt. So again, advantage for all the players for faster progression to the next stage, not to have to worry about pushing in hunt from outside and at risk of being obstructed. Favre with the Teuton's flank here on hideout, that usually means some kind of towers, whether it be offensively or defensively. I would make an argument for men-at-arms towers as well, even in team games, but probably not even with the close distance, as the your opponent will be going up super quick as well for either defensive towers or just straight archers. Krasina has gone for the Mayans here, so long-term plan may be plumed archers from a castle, but short-term plan straight archers perhaps, especially if it's archers against Teutons. Range units against Teutons should be really good, to be honest. Teutons late game have the siege options as well. So there's that. Jolly Jumper picking the pocket position here with the Hindustanis. Great boom for them. The villagers 5, 10, 15 and 20% cheaper as we move through the ages. Probably one of the easiest multiple town center booms of all. And finally we have Eltron Trasi providing his team with extra bonus attack, or bonus attack against buildings for the archers. Foot archers, that is, not cavalry archers. Used to be. Not the case anymore. Could open straight archers here against the Spanish to try and delay their castle age as much as possible and keep those conquistadors out of the game. However, conquistadors, if you're going for the conquistadors here with the Spanish or just a fast castle style play, you would already be on stone and should be able to keep the Saracens archers out through defensive towers. Let's speed this up a little bit and keep a little eye on the scouting, but it's not going to be anything exciting happening until the feudal age anyway. On these closed maps, very little early aggression, maybe a little scouts fighting. Krasini and Jolly Jumper working together here, not going to allow Mr. Beaver to get more damage off Jolly Jumper's starting scout, and they just pound away at the walls here, just being plain annoying. They have the Hindustanis bonus, to be fair, as well. The cavalry or scouts and camels of Hindustanis rather get bonus damage against building. I wonder if that, I think that only applies to scout cavalry. Yeah, not to the Eagle Scouts, just Scouts cavalry. Lots of villagers of stone for Favre, 4 villagers, but some of them are going to move right out to Tower Rush, of course. Not even supported by any infantry here. Could be scary, but it is an 18 population up. And Krasini's scout is busy. Of course, he's going to expect something like this from Teutons, but he still needs to react. Krasina was moving out as well, maybe thinking about some forward pressure with archers, but nope. Spots the villagers of Havre and decides better. He decides to stay at home, of course. The goal is far enough behind that you could try and just wall the aggression out, I guess. He has not got to stones. There's only going to be one tower affordable for Grazzini for now. He goes straight for the range instead. Wants to push any villagers away through defensive archers, possibly skirmishers. First tower popping up for Favre. Also placing palisade walls in front of the gate so that Grazzini has to delete walls to get out here. You don't really want to get into a tower's war against the Teutons because the Teutons have the ability to garrison 10 villagers inside of the towers, not just the regular 5. I think Grazzini's reaction here is on point though. Top side, Eltrondrazi is has gone for the 2 ranges. Maybe they mark it here to tweak the resources as well. What? Is that like a fake tower? Oh, I guess it's for the tower to fire at the palisade and not the tower. That's actually pretty smart. So 2 towers locking at the doors of the base of Grazzini here. Doesn't seem too stressed out. Grazzini hasn't taken any villager losses. He's placing a 3rd range. Maybe because this one is within range of the towers, I'm not sure. Top side, however, we have Eltrondrazi's archers of the Saracens moving out as well. Going to risk running into defensive tower fire here. Doesn't really know much about that for now. Also using the bonus for the scout to break through the walls somewhat more quickly. 5 damage per shot or per hit for the scouts. Meanwhile, Jolly Jumper is massing scouts from the pocket to help chase down for the villagers of the Teutons, perhaps. Probably going for the walling in the opponent kind of approach here. I mean, Grazzini has stone in the back. He kinda keeps the gold safe as well. I think this is too much of a drain on Favre's resources, to be honest. Couple of strategically placed defensive towers for heuristic magic here. 4 on stone now. Dangerously close to clicking into the castle age. Burgundians, Mr. Beaver already there. And meanwhile, Jolly Jumpers starting scouts, trying to take down the forward towers with some help from Grazzini here. They have Saracens bonus damage against buildings. They have Hindustani's bonus damage against buildings for the scouts. The archers camping between the 2 towers, and it's a brilliant position for the archers. They can clean up both towers, staying in the minimum range of both of the towers. So these towers suddenly don't look as clever for Favre over here. First tower goes down, another Teuton's tower goes down. Favre at 30 villagers behind this. And probably a healthy farming economy with the cheaper Teuton's farms, but Cernudos have held this well. Yes, they won't be able to hit the Spanish at home base, but that castle age has been delayed. Only 400 stone in the back with 9 on stone for heuristic magic, so the Conquistadors is still the plan here. Kind of expect the Tara castle to go up here to cover these stones and golds in front. But the clock is ticking. We have 2 players of less lonely petards going into the castle age here. The damage has been... The damage done has been minimal, as Cernunos have taken out 7 villagers total of Havre. That's essentially all of the forward villagers of the teal player. Okay, very defensive castle here for heuristic magic, but knowing that there are archers out, maybe doesn't want to get too crazy with the castle positioning. I still think it could have been here in front of the towers, because the towers would give cover fire against any forward archers. Favre forever, feudal age forever, feudal forever. He is this game because he's barely got food to go up, barely got gold to go up. But at least Mr. Beaver's cavalry will pop in here to help clean up the wave of archers from Grazzini. Triple range feudal age archers from the Mayans. Conquistadors now in the making. There won't be any monks just yet for Serdunos to hold against this, but Saracens and Hindustan is going to the castle age here. And the Mayans archer mass here as well is pretty crazy for a feudal age mass. Let's see, 4 ranges, quadruple ranges from Grazzini here. Does not want Fabre to get that market up to tweak their resources to get to the next stage. The economy is very fragile for the teal player, and the market actually goes down, which is 200 or 175 wood that at this stage is of the game for Favre isn't to be ignored. Mr. Beaver, 8 cavaliers out on the field now, but Grazzini has almost 40 feudal age archers. Yes, plus 2 defense for the castle age cavalry of Mr. Beaver, but he is going to need a few more to be able to clean up this this archer mass. Even if they're just feudal age archers, there are just so many of them. It's still probably like 3 shot a cavalier or something like that. The castle age for Eltron Trazi as well. Now going to get that crossbow upgrade, which should be doing decent against Conquistadors, especially when the Conquistadors haven't reached critical mass. Alright, I take it back, because these are castle age cavalier. They have slightly more attack output than a knight. And Mr. Beaver's micro is on point here as well. Grazzini losing a lot of the archers here. Basically all of the archers. He does have 4 ranges to reproduce the armies from home, but or replenish the armies from home, but running low. The economy is stuck in the feudal age for at least 4 more minutes here. Grazzini. He is being joined by pocket cavalry, as Jolly Jumper has 2 town centers. Meanwhile, Eltrotrazi has found a point of entry into less lonely Petard's base. A couple of Conquistadors won't really be doing too much here, and the Saracens' bonus damage again allows the crossbows to take out buildings a lot more quickly, which means that when you camp underneath a tower like this, you can easily take out the tower even with your archer's power exclusively. Crossbows with Bodkin also outrange town centers, so you could use these crossbows for the same purpose to take out the town center over here and really obstruct that farming economy that is kind of crucial for the Conquistadors. Heuristic Magic, however, moves forward, will try to look for some damage on the opposing side. Is pulled all the way over to Jolly Jumper's side, the pocket. No monastery in defense here, did go straight for the multiple town centers. Back and forth game for sure, as teal and red are significantly slower to cast age than their teammates. And Eltrotrazi just comfortably staying out of castle fire here. Again, if that castle had been further forward, I think it might have, then you could probably pull up some stone walls to the side and you'd cover your stones and golds, your extra stones and golds, while keeping your base safe from archers, crossbows, aggression. The Conquistadors are in, so Jolly Jumper now going to take some losses at home base here from several angles. Heuristic Magic kind of just accepts taking losses at home, knows that something needs to be done about the opposing side, and particularly the pocket. so that their own pocket player, Mr. Beaver, can get some leeway to push either side. Is now going to clean up another mass of crossbows. So finally conserving, rescuing Heuristic Magic's home base. So while Heuristic Magic moved to the opposing pocket with the Conquistadors, Mr. Beaver helped clean up at home base, and all in all allows less lonely petards to kind of stabilize here. Sernunos, however, massive military advantage here. They have more cavalry on the field. They definitely have more archers, but they do have Krasini still stuck in the feudal age, which is of concern. Conquistadors chasing down the camels. They're roughly equal in mass, but the Conquistadors have the range and they have a high damage output as well. So as long as the armies don't get close enough to the Conquistadors, they will be getting value here. Now Mr. Beaver is over to chase the pocket here. Forces Jolly Jumper to keep the camel mass at home. However, small group of armies raiding over here as well. It should be of concern for less lonely petards that Sernunos have almost quadruple the size of their army, but technology and upgrades matter as well. Yes, huge mass of feudal armies here. They're even outside of the walls of Favre. So if these are caught off guard, all of a sudden with a mass of cavalry from the Mr. Beaver, then that's not going to last you very long. And a lot of that military advantage would be going down the drain for Sernunos, but Krasini seems confident enough that he won't be disturbed over here until that upgrade can kick in. Looks like Favre is preparing the Imperial Age Halberdier addition here now, dropping several barracks. Would also with those barracks be able to produce champions to deal with eagles from the Mayans, if the Mayans should be going for the eagle warriors here at some point. Mr. Beaver's raiding armies here, not in the best spot for sure. They're being chased down by a much larger mass of camels from Jolly Jumper. Both pockets still heavily invested in the castle age, but Mr. Beaver arguably set up for an earlier Imperial Age here, which is going to be necessary for the Burgundians to get to Paladins and the appropriate upgrades earlier on. They already have Cavalier access in the castle age, and a discount at the stable cost. Ooh, double metal defense from Favre here, getting value against the crossbows, kind of taking out at least some numbers here of Krasini. Oh, the Conquistadors should not be staying there for Heuristic Magic. They're just not even close to the numbers they need to be. Don't think Favre could opt for a defensive castle. Oh, he could actually. He's got enough stone for a defensive castle. Here it goes. Gonna buy some time here, but Eltron now on the way to the Imperial Age top side. That will allow the Saracens to research Arbalest. Nearly, well, started collecting stone for a forward castle as well. Great push now with Cernunos. 100 more military than less lonely Petards. Uh-oh, Grasini moving in. Should be expecting some kind of defensive fortifications here. Could be guard towers, could be castles, but it is indeed the castle. Mangonels as well. He knows the siege workshop is there, so shouldn't really be moving too far. Maybe ask for some pocket scouting assistance instead. But did not take any unnecessary losses there, Grasini, to be fair. Fully upgraded castle age crossbows now. Obviously got a way to go there for the Imperial Age, but massing so many crossbows. Almost 80 crossbows on the field for the Mayans. They are 20% cheaper than generic ones as well, so there's that. Eltrontrazi now for the Imperial Age, sending forward villagers for a forward castle. Can't go too forward because there's a castle here from the Spanish as well. Uh-oh, nearly snipes that foundation. Heuristic magic. Bracer chemistry coming in. Arbalest going to kick in slightly later. Do we have the market? Yeah, the market obviously here for the Saracens. Still very decent prices at the market. So Eltrontrazi could sell some wood here. Could easily sell some wood here and buy some food to get that Arbalest upgrade nice and early as well. But Bracer chemistry arguably more important, increasing the range and damage output. Huge battle down south, very even in army size here, but there's conquistadors. Higher damage here. Just a moment, we're gonna do it like this and see if that helps things. Here we go. So Grasini yet again losing crossbow mass here, still stuck in the castle age, but nearly got the resources to go up. Going to trade well against the pocket cavalry of the opposing side here. Does not get to take out many conquistadors over here, but the conquistadors will be needed up top shortly as well. Sorry about the lag, I'm casting this from my portable setup, so it's got some limited computer strength, what I was aiming for. Ooh, let's load the petards, going for the petards here. With 4 petards from heuristic magic, at least significantly weakening the Spanish castle, but the Spanish castle only has fletching bodkin on the way. Eltrontrazi has bracer, which increases the damage. Still no arbalest for the Saracens, but once this castle goes down for Eltrontrazi, the base of heuristic magic is all that much more exposed. There are several trebuchets here to push the second castle as well, and that's going to leave the Spanish player basically defenseless. Only got 20 conquistadors on the field. Will need some pocket teammate assistance here to survive this kind of push, but Eltrontrazi really needs that arbalest upgrade as well. Where is the arbalest upgrade? It's a bit low on gold. Could easily sell resources at the market for the gold needed for the upgrade. Just opening up the base, making space now. Seriously though, have you forgotten that Saracens get arbalest? What's going on here? Good pressure down south from Cernunos as well. They really want this to go to a 1-1 here. and to at least get to play one of Less Lonely Petards' home maps. Petards. There's the Imperial Age from Mr. Bieber, well ahead of the Hindustanis player. Also another strength advantage for the Slowly Petards, as they have been holding off huge army forces for most of this game. But can they hold against this? To be fair, that's quite the chunk of Cavaliers to become Paladins, but for that to really be impactful, you essentially would want all of the Paladins at the same side. In one group. And in this case, Mr. Beaver may need to split up to several sides here. Cernunos still twice the military of their opponents. The one and only remaining defensive castle for heuristic magic is now history. The Conquistadors will be going down rapidly to the Arbalists here, because the fully upgraded Arbalists of Eltrontrasi will have more range than Conquistadors and also better accuracy. Elite skirmishers added by the Spanish, to be fair. But feels like it won't be enough here. Less Lonely Petards, yes, they have an economic advantage here. They're also trying to limit the damage from the side through walling over here, but this is the main point of pressure here. Krasini is staying one town center for all of the game here. Did manage to get to the Imperial Age, but will not have any significant Mayans economy here. Mr. Beaver diving after the Arbalists here underneath Castle Fire. Will he have enough? The Paladin still 30 seconds away. Arbalest popping into the castle and hopping out to the other side. Good move from Eltrontrasi as well to force the Cavaliers to keep fighting or moving underneath Castle Fire. Elite skirmishers joining from behind. Helped out quite a bit, of course, but they're also underneath Castle Fire. And at Mr. Beaver's home base. The castle foundation almost to be denied as well. The Arbalest group just dodges the castle and moves into Mr. Beaver's home base instead. And could make quick work of these production buildings with the Saracen's bonus. They will run into another defensive castle, but that's expensive for Mr. Beaver. Sending the Paladins over now. Has to be something interfering with the performance here. Let's try to reduce these things even more, see if it helps. Laptops aren't made for Capture Age, I think. At least not for a late game team game. Paladins about to get a surround on Krasini's armies, but Krasini takes the choke point. Actually keeps the rest of the stable alive there to maintain that choke point. So at this point, Mr. Beaver might benefit from deleting both of these buildings. There's so much happening in this game. It feels like we are. Maybe it recorded the in-game lag. Maybe that's why it's lagging for me as well. I doubt that's the case. Ooh, the heavy caval's now getting dangerously close to the Conquistadors. They should be chasing the Conquistadors first and foremost, and not the elite skirmishers, perhaps. Um, Unless you can clean up all of the elite skirmishers and allow the arbalesters to take out the conquistadors. Forward castle for Krazini now in Favre's base as well. It will complete and barely almost saves most of the villagers from the mangonel shot there as well. This limits any raiding potential for less loaded potards on Krazini's side as well. Doesn't eliminate it, as Mr. Beaver probably wanted to go even further. Military population pretty similar, military population getting closer as well, but it is Cernunnos pushing on both sides. And it's only a matter of how long less lonely petards can hold this. They are even trying to set up trade now, which means they'll really need to wall off and secure the sides as well for it to be efficient at all. They really don't have any... They don't have any safe trade option here at all at this point. Yeah, I guess I need to stop selecting units. Because we had another massive lag over there. Trebuchets for Grazzini. Favre still in the Castle Age, I didn't realize that. Just click the Imperial Age. And where is that Imp TC? It's probably over here, yeah, okay. But it doesn't matter. Cernunnos have successfully pushed both sides, popping this up to a 1-1. As we'll have a look at the statistics and go to the next game, hoping for a little bit less lag. Right, economic stats, Burgundians. Well, they did have more economy most of the game, less loaded petards, even with Favre's super early towers push with Teutons, but that wasn't successful enough. Grassini defended very well there. Super fast uptimes, committing to a long feudal age. You can see that from Grassini's castle age and Imperial age timings that he had to mass armies and defend for a long time there, but just wasn't enough to let less lonely petards bring this game home. Right. We had Spanish students and Burgundians going down there. Where Cernunnos took it home with the first few picks. Saracens, Mayans, and Hindustan is here as well. Could mean that we're going to Brazil next for a complete change of pace and scenery. Brazil and very much a full water map. In which case we'll see the Dravidians, Vikings, Japanese perhaps, and Italians, Portuguese, and Armenians probably for Cernunnos if it should be the case that the next map is Brazil, but we'll figure that out soon enough. Game 3 is indeed Brazil. So let's just dive into it. If we do get it, that is. Here we go. One of the waterest of water maps. At first glance, it kind of reminds you of migration rights. It's just that the woodlands at your starting islands are flatter. more chunky, there's more stone, there's more gold. Generally speaking, more resources overall at your home base. You got boars, you got 2 patches of deer, and plenty of gold and stone to go around. Stone less significant on this map because if you look at the map, it's probably like 80% water, at least it feels like. So you won't be placing a lot of castles, but you will want to go to the middle to claim the extra wood and gold as this game goes by, because you are going to need it on these water maps if it goes on for long. Less Lonely Petards, one of their first games in 3v3 League Season 7 was on Brazil against the Norwegian team Lomper, which was a good game, and I'm never going to stop annoying Mr. Beaver about not realizing that Akkal-AOE is a useful upgrade for boats. Because he forgot about Botkin for a long time. He actually was playing the Vikings that time as well, but forgot about Botkin our upgrade all the way until he was in the Imperial Age and realized that he couldn't click Bracer. Suddenly he found both, eventually. But he's playing as the Vikings pocket here. May not make Feudal Age armies at all. I think the game plan should be to get to the Castle Age with Vikings, which should mean longboats. Unless you're going for some Feudal Age galleys, in which case it makes more sense to double up on your galleys production. Not sure about this map if you can afford to skip the Feudal Age armies at all. Left side we have heuristic magic with the Japanese. The resource drop-off points are 50% cheaper, so it's easier to afford the dock nice and early. Fishing ships twice the hit points and more armor. Helps out as well. Yeah. Generally speaking, well set up for a fast Feudal Age aggression with the galleys, most likely with the Japanese here. Not having to worry as much about their fish being taken out early because they do have stronger stats. Capra going for the Dravidians here. 200 wood once you reach the next stage, not to be underestimated on maps like these where that essentially means a free extra dock or a shortcut towards affording the blacksmith behind 2 or 3 docks aggression. And it means that you'll be one of the earliest players to fletching for sure, which is crucial in galley versus galley fighting in Feudal Age. Krasini on flank this time around as well, playing as the Armenians. Armenians galleys fire 2 projectiles, or war galleys and galleons as well. And if you get to the Imperial Age, unique technologies apply to Dromons as well, and demolition ships get extra blast radius. Armenians definitely a powerful naval civilization. And finally, Jolly Jumper with the Italians here on the other, well, the other side pocket. Like a kind of a quasi-fast Imperial Age play for the Italians comes to mind, because they have a 15% discount up through the ages. There's extra patches of deer, there's cows, there's berries right next to your TC, so there's plenty of food on this map to allow for a much faster Imperial Age than most other naval maps that start like this. And if the Italians get to a much earlier Imperial Age here and get their fast fire ships out, that could really sway the outcome of the naval battles. And in the orange we have Elton Trazi as the Portuguese. Extra hit points on the warship. Maybe any ship, would have to check the fish for that. Okay, any ship has extra hit points, in fact. So 10% more hit points on the ship for the Portuguese. Unique unit, the Caravel. Portuguese also picked to counter-pick Vikings in mind, because the Portuguese Caravels, they kind of work like a scorpion on water. They don't need to turn around even to fire in the opposite direction, so that's a good means to deal with the Vikings longboats. I think the Caravels might have some kind of bonus damage against longboats as well. That's going to be it for the Brazil Dark Age though. Let's speed it up a little bit and see what the players go for in the next stage here. 24 population up for heuristic magic, and exactly the same as Eltrondrazi here. Eltrondrazi, however, little bit late and with the second dog, whereas heuristic magic is already placing the third one. So this indicates that the Japanese player is going to get a nice early numbers lead with the galleys, assuming all the dogs are producing. And they are. Double the attacks already in as well, that boosts the wood income. Let's see for the other side here. Dravidian's player gone for the triple dogs, also has the maximum fletching already on the way. Well ahead to fletching compared to Cassini on the opposite side here. Cassini seems to want to go right for the fish, or to try and snipe some reinforcements. But have a look at the upgrades here. +1 range and attack for Favre. He's pulling his own armies back. May not be able to save his galley. Wants to pull this one back to repair, perhaps. Commits to the attack, and Grazzini focuses down. Is it saved? Okay, so does decide on keeping the low hit points galley in the group here. Numbers wise, less lonely petards. They did get their multiple dogs up earlier, so it's not surprising that they have a numbers lead. Jolly Jumper straight cast late here with the Italians. Only, yeah, well, 6 fish. Serious advantage here for Serenos if they can survive on the flank side and allow the pocket player to go for fast Imperial Age fast fire ships, which looks to be the plan. At the overall eco population going up to the castle age here is like 32 villagers, no, 26 villagers and 6 fish. You're quite dependent upon the fish surviving though. I guess it's just castle age fire ships for Jolly Jumper here. Does beat Mr. Beaver by about half a minute, but Mr. Beaver has invested more into the fish. Maybe Mr. Beaver is the one going faster towards the Imperial Age here. Or maybe it's just that Vikings economy giving you that kind of advantage. Less slowly petards, slight military lead, comfortable economic lead at this point, as both of the teams have somewhat similar approaches. The idle towns at the time is also comparable, but Serenos have lost 4 economic units so far this game. And they've invested less into fish. War Galley in for Jolly Jumper. Perfect timing there, but looks with Favre getting yeah, needed to pull away here. Also going by Eltrondrazi, going to be a big battle. Light numbers on the for less lonely petards, but also stronger armies for Jolly Jumpers. Nuno's chasing away Heuristic Magic now, so conserving what's left of Eltrondrazi's docks, I would say economy as well, but all the fish have been taken out. So less lonely petards with a 20 builders or eco units advantage at this point. Jolly Jumper with the stronger ships goes in front. Is not being joined by Eltrondrazi though, which is a bit of a communication error on Serenino's side here that does cause Jolly Jumper to lose more, or I mean, it allows heuristic magic rather to lose fewer galleys than originally intended there. Big fight to the right hand side as well, but here's Lonely Petards in the advantage of the fighting. The longboats are out. Triple dock longboats production, 4 less Lonely Petards. Naval army sizes ahead for Cernunos, but they are also noticeably behind in overall economic numbers. This map is obviously all about naval water control. This year's they've been investing into more fish than you'd maybe see on migration at this stage as well. It's because there's so much deep fish and there's so little space for farming as well. We need to bring in the food we can from the water. Triple dock longboats production, triple dock war galleys production from either pocket. Pavre is patiently massing up numbers here, also on the way to the castle age, so he is very vulnerable to the aggression at this stage. Definitely a 2 vs 1 situation on Serdunos' right hand side now, as Eltron is holding his own against heuristic magic, but heuristic magic definitely got more armies out total, and shouldn't be having any huge issues holding it alone over here. Let's see the longboats against the war galleys here. It's way more longboats total on this side. Mr. Beaver still hasn't been hit at home base at all, didn't lose any eco units whatsoever. That might change now as Cradini's armies are moving straight towards his docks. But has to be careful as well, because Cradini once again committed to forever feudal age here. And while less lonely petards have all of their team in the castle age at this point, while keeping an economic lead behind this as well, 140 to 135, but 2 of the Nunos players not in the castle age yet, which is also equates to about 14 villagers total in the research time it takes for 2 players to get to the castle age. Is this snowballing out of control for Cernunos? The Gravidens player will need to redock, might do so in the back. Ballistics coming in, War Galley is in. Numbers not quite there yet, perhaps, but pushing at Krasini's docks at home base, since Krasini's armies are very busy. On Favre's side, yeah, another wave of boats joining in here now. They now have ballistics as well. No, but it's on the way. Just about to kick in. Heuristic magic with 36 war galleys on the other side. Also with ballistics. So all of the slowly petards now with ballistics, they're going to, even in equal numbers, they're now going to take much better fights until Cernunos can get to the same upgrades, because ballistics increases the accuracy of ranged units like archers and the galley line. There it is. Cast Age kicking in for all of Cernunos, but they realize they are outmatched and outmassed on either side. Less Lonely Petard with their first home map win on the very much water heavy map called Brazil. So longboats outmaneuvering the war galleys here. Portuguese also not in a position to get to galleons here. Maybe Portuguese would have made a better pocket here, but it kind of looked like Jolly Jumper was hoping for a better setup towards an earlier Imperial Age and fast fire ships here. Right, so that's Brazil out of the question. We had Dravidians. Dravidians, Japanese, was it? Vikings, of course. First pick, in fact, against Italians, Portuguese, and Armenians for that one. Will we see frontline next? I believe we will. In which case, we may see some... I'd love to see something like Goths, Slavs, Britons, like one strong cavalry civilization, one infantry spam civilization, and then Britons with their range to hold everything off. But you could also have a Turks player close to the middle and play the Janissaries from the unique units from the middle. I do expect to see Franks for this one. And then maybe Huns for the choice between cavalry. You could do a double cavalry approach with the Franks, or you could switch into cavalry archers with the Huns. And yeah, Koreans for either war wagons and archers maybe. Let's have a look. If it is frontline, it could also be the opposing sides. Home map, but it is frontline. And we have the Bohemians appearing here. And as suspected, the Frank. Right, frontline it is. If you are in the middle position, the closest spawn, you need to scout and collect your boars as soon as possible. Otherwise, you are definitely at risk of being lamed here. You see Jolly Jumper already moving out towards the opposing player's side, and Favre may have something similar in mind with the Berbers here. So we went for the Berbers rather than the Huns as the cavalry civilization for this one. 3 cows! Massive value already for Jolly Jumper. If you can bring those home, that's 300, no, 450 extra food. As they're pulling scouts and builders and everything, and a lovely chaotic start to this frontline map. Of course, the Berbers player has gone for Loom as well, and now stealing 2 cows off the red player. While Casini wants to help join in on the fight here. Jolly Jumper, quick walling. Villager expertly over here, so saves that Gothic forward villager while taking out the hunt so that Favre can't collect this comfortably. Goths kill hunt more quickly, and they also carry more hunt for the villagers. Managed to lame one boar as well. That's probably why I walled in the villager like that to begin with. Otter is here. Hello. Wonder if Red has even scouted. Okay, both boars been scouted. But getting loomed, lamed by Favre at home base as well, so I don't even know where to look at this point. Villagers fighting villagers, Berbers villagers move more quickly, so you can't really outrun them in boxing fights like this. So Jolly Jumper definitely going to lose that one. Grazzini lost a villager as well somehow, but that I think has to be against Boar because there aren't any eco kills for less lonely petards just yet. Once again flexing the quick walls, and Favre is looking at somewhere else at the moment. No, I did it, April! The boys! It's an big ball! Are you freaking kidding me? Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Double ball lane. I mean, it's not exactly... To be fair, it happened on both sides for the closest ones to the middle, that both boars spawned like this, right next to each other, but it isn't exactly fair anyway. Is it worth it though, delaying the food income like that compared to losing your one villager that won't be bringing in any resources at all? This isn't exactly the most efficient food source income out there, but it is what it is. The boars will be long distance hunted, while Jolly Jumper will be finally be losing one of the forward villagers as well. I think, if they can get through here. So 14 villagers for blue, 15 villagers for red. Relatively similar idle times here, but with the Goth's instant loom, Jolly Jumper keeps that villager advantage. Hello, Eltrondrazi. Thanks for stopping by. Better late than never, as they say. It took a while to get to the set. Still trying to deny food income over here. What's Papa doing with all of these villagers over here? This is basically a Berber's villagers rush at this point. He's using the villagers to block. He's looking for kills. Grazzini did try to meddle in there, but didn't quite succeed. Is also on the way to the feud late and will want to keep the hit points on the scout as intact as possible to follow this up with the scouts. As Favre just commits to these two forward boards now and steals as much food as possible. Setting Jolly Jumper behind, but how much behind? 13 on food for Jolly Jumper. Oh, even the berries are walled in. Even the berries are walled in, come on. And thanks for the bits as well, appreciate that. And thanks for completing the league, Eltrontrazi. You had some team issues with availability and such, and that happens, of course. So. But you made this one for sure, completing the playoff finals. Some really weak villagers forward here now for Favre. Doesn't seem to care too much about the villagers' losses. He's really setting himself back here with this kind of approach. Will it be enough though? Mr. Beaver, 26 population up here, 11 on food, 2 on gold. Definitely got enough gold for the Castle Age at least. Has this kind of middle laning shenanigans bought Mr. Beaver enough time to just go straight Castle Age here and go for the strong Frank's cavalry? It's probably not going to be any scouts at this point. Eltrondrazi now in the feudal age, the Bohemians, like the middle position player. I don't even know what the plan was, but losing food like that, that's going to force you to invest into some feudal age armies here. Mr. Beaver, however, relatively untouched in the back. Look at each other to the sides here. There's random builders in the corner just running away. Sort of even started the walling in the middle here. Meanwhile, Heuristic Magic and Mr. Beaver will be fielding the armies here. I guess we're still looking at a fast castle from Mr. Beaver from the backside. And early Frank's Knights will be so strong here. You don't need to worry about bloodlines because the Franks get 20% extra hit points on the cavalry right from the get-go. Or from the feudal age, rather. And none of the Sernunos will be going to the Castle Age yet soon, so having a decently upgraded Castle Age unit here, and even covered by some feudal age archers, that's just going to be huge. Right, so archers looking for places to hit here. There should be exposed economies to hit here. Oh, what happened here? Shit, I think Jolly Jumper accidentally clicked the town bell or something. That also they just stopped working. What happened here? Okay, so I want to see what happened here. Everything just stopped working completely like that. Is that like a massive lag or some kind of issue? I haven't seen that before. That's kind of as if you click the town bell or something, but yeah. Jolly Jumper relocating the workers. Now this has to be some kind of I don't know. Maybe it's lag issues again. Double click plus F. Does that make all the villagers stop or something? But yeah, double click makes sense. That you selected all. I have no idea what the F key does. But it looked like a mess, that's for sure. Jolly Jumper. Is that the castle drop then? Is that it? No, it's just the feudal age here. Oof. Oh. What an unfortunate happening for a potential decider game here. So many builders on wood as well. Just trying to put them to work somewhere somewhat safe, I guess, or maybe just desperate for wood for whatever the plan is here. Castle Age is in for Mr. Beaver. And once again, you can see the progression for Serdunos here. They don't have any chance to get to the Castle Age anytime soon. So maybe just 4 or 5 knights here could do so much damage on the exposed resources around there. Now defensive tower for Jolly Jumper to at least keep the archers away. That's not going to keep the knights away though. Really committing there. And here they come. +1 defense on the knights at least. Some Bohemians archers, feudal age archers here to be fair, more than the green ones, but as more knights join in, that's going to be much less of a concern. I think Mr. Beaver needs to be a little bit more patient here with the addition of the knights though, not just trickling one by one, because a large enough feudal age archers mass can deal with that. Lonely Petards dropping a game, yeah. They lost on the hideout. It's a good game, but this does not look as good for Sereninos. They do get Cassini getting to the Castle Age at least. From the Slav's pocket. Probably got decent farming economy working at home here as well with the faster working Slavs farmers. Beaver now with 6 knights total, but not keeping them together. I feel like he could send like 1 knight over here or there at some point just to take advantage of the exposed resources around. Forward builders even being put to work here to take out production capabilities of Eltrontrasi. Grazini approaching the cast stage, getting the bloodlines in as well, but it's not going to be enough. It doesn't really have enough to work with here, does he? Did have the double stables, could have even made a third one if they would allowed, and then maybe be able to keep up with the Frank's Knights. Would still have similar upgrades, but it's just the other two teammates have taken too much damage throughout the game, and a little bit of a hotkey or double click mishap from Jolly Jumper didn't make it easier either. Lots of exposed resources in the middle, not in any position to wall off and make a choke point like you see the teams do here sometimes. Anyway, that's 3-1 for Les Lonely Petards that now have advanced to the highest division for Season 8. And they will be in the first division. Yeah, they were really aggressive all the way here. Les Lonely Petards for this one. Berbers seem to work out well as well. Too lame in the same kind of style as the Goths were planning. Wait. Hold on. Blue wasn't even Feudal Age. Blue was Dark Age all this game, and still had 70% to go to the. That's hilarious. I didn't realize that. I was too busy trying to follow the action. So winning the final game with one player not even making it to the, or needing to make it to the Feudal Age. Nice. So the civilizations picked here just for the conclusion. Berbers, Franks. What the heck was the last one? I didn't even realize we had Vietnamese here, but we did. I guess Vietnamese knowing their exact TC locations and placements early helps as well in this case. Goths going down, Slavs going down, and Bohemians going down for that one. And frontline down for Cernunnos, even if it was one of their home map picks. GG, well played.